Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video we're going to be doing Season 7, Chapter 1 of the Infinite Labyrinth. As per usual, timestamps will be down below in the description, and if you have any questions or comments, make sure to ask them in the comments below. We'll get started with the builds for Stage 1, beginning with Wizard. Wizard wants the full light set with the max Wizard artifact if you have it. Alchemist wants whatever your highest dark damage set is with Wizard artifact as well. If you don't have a second one, you can run Korobi artifact. Lemon Zest wants to run the sugar set, or if you have another light set that works as well. Plantain's running this. Candy does want the earth set if you only have one. However, if you have two, I suggest putting them on both Candy and Durian. Jalapeno wants the hunter set if you have it. If you don't have the hunter set, the fire set works perfectly fine. Cherry, if you have a second fire set, would take the second fire set. And then Marla can run pretty much whatever you want. You only need her for the ultimate tag. So with that out of the way, we'll get started with Stage 1. As per usual, my guides aren't completely free to play friendly, so you may need to adapt and change it to however you feel like. To start off with Stage 1, you do have to have quite precise placements with Alchemist. I recommend using Alchemist's ult and lining up the inner circle with the wall on this side here, and then having the bottom of her ult just a little bit above here like I had it positioned there. Once that's done though, we're going to start the wave and then use Wizard skill and then ultimate. You want to make sure that you can hit all these enemies with Wizard's ultimate and the last enemy that spawns on the third wave. So once this wave's dead, we're going to swap to Lemon Zest and then use his skill just to kill the first guy as quickly as possible, and then we're going to aim Lemon Zest's skill on the right side like this to kill everyone here. And with perfect placement of the Alchemist ult and Wizard ult, you can hit this top guy and bottom guy and it should cause the wave to finish. Stage 2 here isn't too difficult. We're going to start with Candy's ult, and we want to be positioned about here just to make Plantain a little bit easier to line up. We're going to swap to Plantain and use his ult immediately, start the wave and swap to Candy. Then we want to aim a charge up attack if your Candy is 5-star. If your Candy isn't 5-star, you might just want to do a couple basic attacks to kill the guys. Then we're going to kill this first wave here and quickly use her skill immediately as possible. Once this wave is dead though, we're going to swap to Durian and use his ultimate. You want to make sure you be able to hit this top guy over here as well as this throwy guy here, because you can miss them if you don't aim it properly. And then once that's dead, we're going to use Plantain's skill to finish off the third wave. I will be making an update stage on this stage here, just because mine isn't very quick. I do know there are some strats that get a few seconds faster. But to start off with, we're going to be using Marla's ultimate on the right side and then swapping to Cherry and then using her ultimate. So we use the charge up attack and then her ultimate. This bit can be a little bit tricky if your Jal is a bit weak. You want to cast one of her skills about here and the other one about here as well. However, if you're faster than me, you can cast her mines directly on the enemies to kill them slightly quicker. I just like doing it there because this guy runs in before it can explode and this guy runs in before it can explode. Like that. See how they both die here? If this does crit, he usually does die, so we're going to pretend that he does crit. And with the Cherry ult, it should kill these enemies here. So then we can swap back to Cherry and then just use her skill on these enemies here. And then we swap back to Jalapeno and then use her ultimate to kill the last wave. And if your Jalapeno is good, she should be able to finish off the enemies. These are the teams I'll be using for Stage 1. Korobi is going to be running the dark set, or his set, with the highest wizard artifact you have. So if you have two, use the higher one on Korobi. Lemon Zest is going to be running this. Wizard's going to be running this. Durian wants to run the weaker earth set if you have a second one, or just whatever spade you have lying around. Plantain's running this, Candy's running this, Soda's running this, Rockstar's running max amp buff, and Marla's just running the fire set that Cherry would normally have. Stage 2 here is by far my slowest stage, so I'm definitely going to be making an update guide for this stage. But to begin with, we're going to start off with Wizard's ultimate, and then come to the top left, and then kill this first flower. And then use his Lemon Zest skill to hit all these enemies here. I did miss a little bit, so I'm only going to hit these top two here. It's not going to matter too much. Once we kill this wave though, we're going to use Lemon Zest's ultimate to kill these two enemies and these two flowers here to spawn the third wave instantly. And you do want to be faster than what I was here, but you do want to just dash to the right as fast as you can to make sure this guy here doesn't actually get stunned like he is now. You do want him to move over, just make it a little bit easier with Korobi. I'm going to swap to Korobi, and you can actually line up his skill so it hits all three enemies like that. And then you just come up to the top here and then use Korobi's ult to kill everyone like that, and you do want to hit this bottom guy as well. Stage 2-2 here, we're going to start off with Candy's ultimate, swap to Plantain and then start the wave. We're going to wait a second and then use Plantain's ultimate, and then go back to Candy and then use his skill with a charge up attack like that. Again, if you can't have 5 stars and can't do the charge up attack like that, you can just do a bit more basic attacks. Then we swap to Durian and use his ult instantly on the top wave. Now this third wave here is a little bit challenging to do. You want to make sure you get these guys to at least 2 or 3. That top one there is a little bit easier to do because you still have the Plantain ultimate tagging him, so it's just these bottom 2 that you should focus on. And then you can either continue using basic attacks like this, or you can swap to Plantain and then just one-shot them like that. And this guy here, he did have his shield up so he didn't get one shot, but normally he would die. This stage here isn't too difficult with a strong Soda, but to begin we're going to be using Rockstar's ultimate down there. Then we're going to start the wave and swap to Marla and use her ultimate. You want to make sure you hit this guy on the right side for the quicker kill, because then you can just use a skill like that to kill that guy. You also don't want to get stunned like I was, because you do lose quite a bit of time if you do get stunned. Then if you're faster than me, you will still be in Rockstar ult, but you can use Soda wave from her ultimate to line everyone up. If you line it correctly, you should be able to hit these 2 enemies on the side, and it should just kill everyone like that if you're still in Rockstar ult. These are the teams I'll be using for stage 3. Lemon will be the same. DC is going to be running my max crit rate build. If your DC isn't as strong as mine, you may want to run the dark set for more damage. Wizard's going to be running this. Durian's going to be running this with the main earth set. Plantain's going to be running this. Candy's going to be running this, and if you have a second earth set, Candy will run the earth set. Soda's going to be running this. Jalapeno is going to be running the Hunter set with the, if you don't have the Hunter set, you can just run the Fire set, and Rockstar's going to be running Max Amp buff. Stage 3-1 is quite challenging, so I'm going to put another video of what it should look like at the end of this clip. To start off with though, we're going to go up to the top over here, just about the black line to be safe. Use a charge up attack on the first 3 enemies, and then you want to walk around this guy like I've done here. You want to walk like semi around. You don't want to walk too far, because if these guys move away you have to restart, but then you come back around and you want to make sure this guy doesn't attack like he did here, or else you do lose quite a bit of time. And you want to stand roughly here. You don't want to stand right in the middle, because then this guy won't move up. You do need to stand a little bit closer to the left, but again you can't stand too far to the left, because then this guy will move up too high and you won't be able to hit him. So about here is good enough. And then you can use the ultimate from DC's ultimate. And as you saw before, this guy moved up just a tiny little bit before walking away. You want to time your DC ult so he hits him when he's moving up, and you can hit this bottom guy here, and I'll show you a full clip of what that looks like. So as you can see from that clip, I did manage to kill this guy and the 2 bottom guys as well in one DC ult. But to assume that we're done with that, now we're going to swap to Wizard and use his skill like this on the right side. And then we're going to use Lemon Zest ult on the first group of enemies over here. And if your Lemon Zest is stronger than mine, he can actually kill both these enemies here. And then you use a DC skill to kill this guy and finish him off. Because my Lemon Zest isn't weak, I'm going to be using a couple of the basic attacks to kill this group here, and once this is dead I swap to DC and then just use a skill like that to clean him up. And if this guy up here is still alive, you can just swap back to Lemon Zest to finish him off. This stage here is a little bit hard without a strong Plantain. To start off with, we're going to be using Candy and coming up to the top, waiting a second and then using the skill. Then once all the enemies spawn in, we're going to use a charge up attack like that, and then swap to Plantain and then use his skill like this. And then you do want to be a little bit faster than what I was here, and then cast Plantain's ultimate in the middle to pull everyone in. If you do it correctly, all these guys should pull in. Then you can come down to the bottom like I am here, and then use Durian's ultimate to hit everyone in the group. And this bat and this bat will both group up, and you can just use a skill to kill these group of enemies at the bottom. This stage here is quite easy for me because I have quite a strong Jalapeno. But to start off with, we're going to start the wave and then use Rockstar ultimate. Then we're going to swap the Jalapeno and then use her basic attack and then skill to kill these enemies here. My Jalapeno can one-shot these guys. Then we're going to use Soda ultimate to kill this guy in the middle here, and this will cause the third wave to spawn. Then we're going to come over to the right side here and then use a skill to hit this guy, and if you can hit this guy, that works perfectly fine as well. Then you can use Jalapeno ult to aim and hit both these 2 on the left. You need to make sure you hit both of them, because this guy without being hit by Jalapeno ult will be very hard to kill. Then you can just use a basic attack to finish off the rest of the boss's HP. And that will be the guide for Season 7, Chapter 1 of the Infinite Labyrinth. As I said at the start of the video, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll be sure to answer them, and thank you all for watching.